Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Fazil from Section 9, Group 11. So, our group consists of 5 members: Yuzaini BFC35403, Muhammad Alif Ashraf, Muhammad Khalid Haswan, and Muhammad Akbari. So, our project title is Ground Improvement for Problem Associated with Clay Soil. So next we go to introduction. Soil is a fundamental element that forms ecosystem. It is important material for human being, organisms, survival and development. It can be categorized into 6 types of soil, which are clay, sandy, silty, peaty, chalky and loamy. Clay soil is very lumpy and sticky when wet and hard when dry. In geotechnical engineering, clay is considered as problematic soil because it has low strength, low compressibility, and high volumetric changes. Next, we go to objective. So the first one is to identify problems associated with clay soil. The second one is to provide suggestions on ground improvement for clay soil. And the last one is to investigate properties of clay soil, remediate using SS method. Next, we go to question, or should I say problem statement. Means that what problem that we want to know in this study or in this review. So the first one is what are the characteristics that influence clay as a problematic soil. And the second one is what is a binder used to remediate clay soil. The third one is what are the properties of clay soil that we focus on this review. And the last one is what are the properties of clay soil when adding fly ash and OPC as a binder. Hypothesis. In fact, clay soil is known as a problematic soil because one of the negative properties is low permeability, which causes large water holding capacity. So, the amount of water is higher in clay. Based on this property, it clearly shows that clay is a problematic soil that needs to be improved. Because when the amount of water is higher in clay, it will affect the strength of clay. Last but not least is the importance of study. So why we need to study about this adalah is because it can contribute knowledge about problematic soil, which is clay. And next one, we can know about the properties of clay soil, such as attribute limit test, CBR test, and also UCS test. Okay, so these 3 is the main properties that we focus on this review. The next one is suggestion on binder to improve clay strength. For example, fly ash and also cement, OPC. In civil engineering, it is important to investigate and study about the condition of soil because every building or structure built on the ground have to make foundation. If the foundation is not stable due to weak soil or problematic soil, it might lead to damage in future, whether on structure itself or people's safety. So that's all from me. The rest part will continue by our group member.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Alif Ashraf bin Muhammad Farid. I will present about the case study. First, soil strength. When examining the soil behavior, soil strength is the important element to consider it. The finding of the sample size and procedure that used to determine the physical qualities of the soil might be altered because of the value are extremely difficult to quantify in the field. Second is clay soil. Clay soil is the nutrient dense and highly plastic soil that has varying firmness from their moisture content level. It's also the fine texture and impermeable that can trap the water. The particle of the clay packed at the structural level is highly tight due to their tiny size. As the result, it's made the difficult to water passage because of the little space between the particle. When the clay soil in the wet condition, it has a high moisture content that will make it sticky and has a smooth feel. When the moisture level is low, it becomes brittle and loses their plasticity qualities. Third is clay soil stabilization. As we know, clay is problematic material to employ as a building foundation because it is prone to irregular seasonal oscillation. Soil stabilization is required to support the substructure that can raise the soil strength. It also can reduce the plasticity, shrinkage, and swelling quality indicator of the soil. Clay stabilization procedure might be in mechanical, chemical, or combination of both. Soil stabilization procedure should be tested in the laboratory first, using soil material before use in the field. Long term of the physical and chemical change in the soil can be improved their physical characteristic, increasing their shear and uncontrolled shear strength, and permanently reduce soil permeability to water. Soil stabilization can be accomplished with or without addition. The following are the most common methods used in the field. First, mechanical stabilization. Second, soil cement stabilization. Third, lime stabilization. Fourth, stabilization with lime and fly ash. And lastly is fly ash stabilization.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Yuzami Benjeflu Zulkifli and I will continue present about case study of ordinary Portland cement. Ordinary Portland cement or OPC is the most extensively used cement in the world. This form of cement is made by combining limestone with additional raw ingredients such as argillaceous, calcareous, and gypsum to make powder. It is preferred in areas where quick building is required. OPC is a binding agent used to change the mechanical behavior of the weaker soil. It is also the hydraulic cement that is cement and hardened by chemical interaction with the water during the hydration process. The effect of cement concentration and curing time on stress-strain behavior and the unconfined compressive strength of sand for the various curing durations. Water content, cement content, porosity, and the volume ratio of volumetric cement are the characteristics that make up the primary parameters in sand strength. Next, for the fly ash. Fly ash is the thin grey powder made up primarily of spherical, glassy particles that is a byproduct of coal-fired power plants. Pozzolanic qualities refer to the ability of fly ash to react with lime to generate cementitious compounds. It is ideal for soil strength or landfills. Fly ash is a combustible waste that consists of tiny particles that ascend with the flue gases. Bottom ash is referred to the ash that does not rise. Fly ash is the ash created from the burning of coal in an industrial setting. The substance fly ash is heterogeneous. Fly ash increases the performance of concrete and soil, as well as providing several benefits in both cement and non-cement applications. That's all from me, and I will pass the next presentation to my group members.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Farisazam bin Muhammad Rusdi. So I'm going to talk about the methodology. So the aim of the paper was to use waste materials and a secret binder component to increase the engineering quality of clay. So clay is a natural substance made up mostly of fine-grained materials. It is made up of small particles with plastic and adhesive characteristics. Clay also has microscopic holes and pores, which allow it to hold water. It has a tendency to grow and contract in this condition, which might lead to settlement. When it exposed to a little amount of water, it softens and liquefies. Clay's low strength and stiffness make it difficult to deal with in construction. This has created substantial geotechnical engineering issues, since weak soil may collapse building foundations and produce road pavement crack. So the method that used in this report are attribute limit test, Californian bearing ratio test, CBR, and unconfined compressive strength test, UCS. So what is attribute limit test? Attribute limit test is to find the moisture content at which fine-grained clay and soil transition between solid state, semi-solid state, plastic, and liquid phase that is determined through the attribute limit testing. So clay and seed soil move through four distinct stages of consistency as moisture content rise, so the solid, semi-solid, plastic and liquid using moisture content at the point where physical change occur, tebal limit test reliably identify the boundaries between different steps. So for the CBR test is used to assess the strength of soil subgrade and base course material. CBR test value are used by those who plan and engineer roads, airport runway and taxiways, parking lot and other pavement to determine pavement and foundation thickness. So a research by Kunli E, Ogundipe and Kehinde O Oyesemi in 2014 showed that utilizing an earth-safe material known as Burinkle shell powder, the reason for recognizable proof and odor for normal dampness content, liquid breaking point, fluid cut-off, and PNC record. So the tests are performed on lateritic soil, unsteadiness to settle it. So the review from them show that Burinkle shell powder (PSP) could be considered as a decent stabilizer for clayey or laterite soil, and its purpose as a stabilizer could likewise give extraordinary elevation to the contamination brought by its unpredictable unloading. So lastly, for the UCS test is appropriate just on firm material which won't ooze or drain water during deformation or compaction, and it will support natural strength after evacuation of compacting or disfiguring pressures. Firm material incorporate dirt or established soils. Unconfined pressure tests can be applied on dry brittle soil, fissure or valve material, residues, pads, and sands. This test technique offers an estimate benefit of the strength of firm soil regarding all out burdens. So that's all from me. I will pass to my next group mate. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Bukhari, and for the conclusion that study carried out on the effect of fly ash on the stabilization behavior of clay soil. First, both the liquid limit and the plasticity index are decreased when the addition amount of fly ash to a clay soil increased. These results were obtained from the iceberg limit test conducted to find the best ratio for the clay and fly ash mixture. And the second one is, as the curing period extended, the unconfined compressive value of the mixture increased obtained from the UCS test. So it can be concluded that the effectiveness of material discussed, which is fly ash, was already proven can stabilize the clay soil or improve the soil strength. And that's all from us, and thank you.